Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into this video today. My name is Dante Starshine. My website's blissbeings.com, you can check more out there. And today I'm talking about cacao ceremonies and how I work with this beautiful medicine. So first of all, cacao is a heart medicine that is a medicine of deep connection. And the greatest purpose of cacao is really creating a group therapeutic space where everyone can step into that space of their heart that is one of empathy, compassion, self-love, and holding that door open for everyone to go deeper into love. That is my core intention when I work with cacao, and from there I really read the energy of the group, and sometimes I have a specific intention to share different healing modalities in one particular ceremony, and I'll just explain generally sorts of things that can happen in cacao ceremonies. First of all, I discovered cacao back in 2013. I left traveling in 2012 with this call to go to the land of the Mayans at that pivotal time in the calendar that they had made thousands of years ago. And I was met by a cacao shaman in Guatemala who discovered cacao for himself, as unfortunately many of the Mayans and Aztecs have either kept very secret or lost a lot of their knowledge about this plant, their use of this plant. So we are discovering cacao anew, and it is very exciting to see what we can do with this powerful teacher. In working with the shaman, I learned a lot of tools of how to really, allow more emotion to flow, how to release that emotion, how to step into this deeper connection with my own higher self and intuition, which I was already doing, studying yoga and Reiki for a couple of years. And I found that my work went a lot deeper when I met the cacao shaman and the other shaman and healers that I met at this place in Guatemala, where I've been a partial resident for the past 6 years. And I have fused cacao with a lot of other modalities myself. Like I said in the beginning, cacao is this therapeutic tool that we can step into the heart and we can share from the heart with each other. So I often love to start cacao ceremonies with a sort of heart circle where everyone takes a moment to really get in touch with themselves and allow their own heart to speak to the group. And this is one of the most empowering things that we can do, and the most really strengthening things we can do for ourselves, as we've been a world that's kind of shunned away from our vulnerability. We've hidden parts of ourselves. We keep ourselves fragmented, and we don't connect fully with each other because we're hiding things. And stepping into this great degree of vulnerability, allowing ourselves to share what challenges us and hold love for that within ourselves in a group setting, whether we speak it or whether we just bring awareness to it, that allows for a huge and powerful transformation to occur. And it catalyzes people to be more of themselves, which is really the medicine of the heart, is showing you what is really true for yourself, what is true for your own heart. So a lot of the meditations and the tools for helping people to get into that alignment with their higher self and helping people to learn how to embody more of their healing gifts with each other, I learned these tools from my teacher, and I share some of them within the ceremony still to this day. They're very powerful tools, and I actually have some of them in my other YouTube videos if you want to check that out. I have come to fuse the cacao ceremony with sound healing, as our throat is both this powerful center of where we transmute, we purify energies. It's known in yoga as the center of purification, and it's also the center through which we create the kind of vibrational template that manifests as our lives and realities. So our throat allows us to purify ourselves and to create our reality by how we express our truth, by how we express ourselves, and how we speak our voice even. So there's a tool that allows us to tone all of our chakras and to feel how, as we sing or as we speak, we're creating this vibration in our body that can be used for healing and can also be used to manifest our intentions by visualizing and by focusing our consciousness as we speak and as we use sound. It's a very powerful tool that allows people to really go to the next level of their own spiritual development and their own ability to create what it is that's really true for them. And of course I incorporate channeling into my cacao ceremonies as well, and I have a whole YouTube channel about channeling that you can check out if you're just tuning in for the first time and don't know exactly what that is. Channeling and other spirit from a different dimension enters somebody's body and speaks through them. I work with the Pleiadian Council, who are extraterrestrial beings. I find that cacao allows the channeling to go a lot deeper because, again, cacao is a heart opener. And not only do we make connections with other humans through the heart is the center through which we also can connect to interdimensional beings. It's a center of telepathy, and really all of our intuition and our connection with the other outside forces is an emotional one. It is when we can tune to the same emotional frequency as those beings, we can receive information from them in a much clearer way. So I found that when I combine the cacao and the channeling together, people will go a lot deeper, especially because they've already created that heart connection and that space with each other that really allows them to stay focused and present throughout the channeling. Beyond that, it's always a different experience, and I really love it to be a co-creation. So it's not a very serious and formal space. It's more of a space where I encourage the lightness in everybody's heart to shine and people to be playful and allow themselves to discover and embody their own magic. And for that reason, it is a total co-creation, and I want people to bring their light and their truth into the space. And from the very get-go, I encourage people to feel that safeness and feel that openness of the space, as that is often where the truest and deepest healing can happen. A bit about cacao. I want to keep this video short. I made a longer video as well, so I'm going to keep it really short. Cacao is a powerful superfood. Theobroma cacao means food of the gods. Theobromine is named after that, Theobroma, food of the gods. And theobromine is the ingredient in cacao that gives it a sort of stimulation. This is also found in yerba mate. There's two different strands of cacao, keeping this really simple. Central American cacao, some of it at least, has less caffeine than the cousin variety of cacao in South America that has a lot of caffeine. So this cacao coming from Guatemala is typically less stimulating, and some people who don't drink coffee or any other stimulants will find that cacao really gives them a rush. It's actually very independent of what kind of tea or coffee you drink. Everyone has their own reaction to cacao, and there are a couple things to watch out for I'll mention before I end this video. So cacao has that light stimulant, and it also has this very powerful chemistry that opens the heart, as cacao brings the body to produce oxytocin and anandamide and hundreds of different other compounds that not all of them we fully understand quite yet. Oxytocin is normally produced through human touch, so this is why chocolate has always been associated with love and romance, because this compound is already present in the body when we have enough chocolate. Yet again, you have to realize that this is one block of chocolate, and the chocolate comes from a pod that it has a really delicious fruit on the outside. The beans are dried, and then they are fermented, and, well, they are fermented and dried and then toasted, and then the shell comes off, and then it is ground and turned into a paste. And 40 grams of this, 40 grams is often the amount of chocolate, well, even less than that often goes into a candy bar. So this is talking a lot of chocolate. It goes into a warm hot chocolate drink with spices, maybe honey, maybe a little bit of sweetener, maybe a little bit of vegan milk. And when we enjoy the chocolate, it's so delicious, and even just the taste and smell of it is enough to open your heart. Though again, this oxytocin, this anandamide, which is a compound that's only produced in the body when one is born and when one is giving birth, and it gets its name from the Sanskrit word ananda, which means bliss. They're bliss hormones that really allow us to, create that safe space of love in our heart and surrender to it, to take that energy into the parts of ourselves that really haven't been loved, and share with that in the celebration. Cacao is a tool of creativity, so everyone uses it in their own way, and I find it's very powerful to explore many different ways of working with cacao. Whatever you love to do, cacao will enhance it. If you have a spiritual practice, cacao will allow you to concentrate and bring more love into it. So people fuse cacao with meditation, yoga, sound healing, dancing. Ecstatic dance is great with cacao. and so much more. And again, any therapeutic process that involves connecting a group together will be powerfully enhanced with cacao. You can order this cacao from my teacher, Keith's Cacao, through me. There's a link in the description, and you can get a discount through ordering it through me. And I sometimes have other sources of cacao that I work with, though I generally tend to look for this cacao that does come from these areas where it is lower in caffeine and has this special property to it. If you look for other sources of cacao, cacao powder does not have all of the goodies that cacao paste does. Cacao powder is the cacao alkaloids separated from the cacao fats, and it's important to have the whole plant, and that will give you a much bigger burst of joy. The Mayans and Aztecs have called cacao heart blood. That was an Aztec word. It was called chicoy, and it really gets your blood flowing, it gets the love flowing, it allows you to express yourself in a more loving and focused way. It's really great for any depression, it's really great for people who are deficient in magnesium. There's so many health benefits of cacao. It just boosts your mood, makes you more focused, and allows you to express your love in clearer and more profound ways. So cacao, in working with my teacher through channeling, he was really channeling the cacao spirit. He didn't have that much outside guidance. The cacao spirit was just talking to him and giving him this information, showing him where to find it, and showing him what she really wanted. She called herself the food for the shift, and she is the food for the shift to heart-centered consciousness, moving out of the ego and into the heart. And I find that cacao it's really important that cacao spreads around the world, so the more people doing cacao ceremonies and connecting with this medicine, the better. Contact me for any more questions you may have, and I look forward to seeing you in some cacao ceremonies in the future. Thanks, and have a really beautiful, blessed day. Much love. Namaste.